And once everything agrees, we're back. Feeling a little under the weather here, but nothing I can't push through. We return to our Embers and Astral Sorcery related adventures with crystals to continue doing things with, Ethereum that needs to be made, and an alchemical recombulator to construct. The first step there is to keep trying to get our crystals to split. I really only picked them up because I was afraid they'd despawn if I logged out. Now with that settled, we need an archaic circuit to get toward the alchemical recombulator. 2 of them, in fact. And we are stomping out silver. Or... oh yes, that's right. We're stomping out silver because silver contains lead. We're doing it for the lead. And the ash is still coming. Which is also important, but for different reasons. And also the same reasons. It's all very murky. That's right. We need the lead to finish. I'll get the 2 archaic circuits, the 2 glass, and then it's just a matter of the 4 lead that we need to make this work. 2 for the first doubtless to be failed attempt, and 2 for the successful attempt that will follow. No crystal splits here. You guys need to hurry up and get on that. And you are full size and full cutting at questionable purity. So if I have an empty slot, you are going up here. Looks like the other one already broke. Okay, you stop it. Nothing in the sky, and we're running out of time to do that anyway. I think the only one I could catch right now is Orologium, which we should be on the lookout for. But, I can't produce liquid starlight if my crystals keep breaking. Just keep the stuff coming, boys. Sounds like the silver has fallen silent, which means our bar stamp needs to get me this lead. That is a lot of silver, just so I can get within reach of lead. But the important thing is, we now have the lead. So the circuit bottom, glass center, 2 lead left, 2 lead right, and lead aspectus on the top. Copper and lead, 16 and 32. At least to start. $16, and a pair of 16s makes a 32. Are you on? You are. Blast it. We'll come back with that failure. Our Ember Shards situation, not that great. Oh, I had a spare circuit here. What was this supposed to be for? That would do it. What else, though? Spare circuits go to a few things, apparently. No matter. Okay, copper and accuracy 10, lead 20. So plus 10 on the copper. And also plus 10 on each of the lead. And fire. And I don't need to mark this one. The recombinator only needs to be made once. Let's reclaim my ash there. That can finish in its own good time. Oh, that would be it. So this little glass bauble goes on the side of our mixer here, where it does, well, a whole lot of nothing for now. But it's there, and that's the important thing. Ah, we got a crystal split. Good. It split at 98. Oh no, that's the existing 98. It split off into another 100. We finally have good crystals. We have to cultivate them into a good number of good crystals. You know what? I have a thought. Can I put one of these here? Well, that's nice and convenient, isn't it? Now I can actually read the value of Starlight in there without having to crouch every time. Let me make another one of those to replace the one I stole. And while we're at it, this tank is at half capacity. But it won't take a full bucket, so let's not try. Alright, so we have our recombulator. What does that do? Well, it allows us to advance lead to tin. Not the greatest idea. Advance tin to iron, which is more expensive on ash. Iron to copper. Copper to silver. Silver to gold. And combine lead and sugar to get antimony. That's it. That's all it does. Antimony then makes signets and ingots. And the ingots make alchemical dials. And also the armor basher, which we can't make because the liver of sulfur hasn't existed yet. So why did I build the recombinator anyway? I guess it was just because I needed something to build. Maybe I could turn some of this iron into better metals. We have nothing if not a surplus of iron. But that's not important right now. What's important right now is making progress toward Ethereum. So, let's remind ourselves of what that looks like. After I step away from the extremely loud hearth coil there. Aetherworks requires Ethereum to function. And while I could try using the Ethereum ore that I already have, it's definitely a better idea to stop relying on these ores that we can't find anyway. So this involves building an Ethereum collector. There's like 1 prism, 4 amplifiers, 4 pillars, and a lot of archaic bricks. So I need an Ethereum prism, or the whole thing doesn't work. The prism is made with dawnstone, 4 lenses, and a circuit. The lenses are Ethereum shards, surrounded by copper or bronze. So let's see what we have in that department. I did make some spare bronze. And we have some copper and a lot of tin. If I adulterate the copper with tin, then I can save on copper. The trouble is, this is an uneven amount. I'm gonna need a multiple of 3. Specifically so the tin can be a multiple of 3. Alright, that's off. That's off. That should be off for now. Let's send the copper. And we're doing this for what's going on. The copper should not be going here. What's happening? This is off. So this should not be powered. And things should be able to go through it. Because if I turn it on, that closes the valve. Right? Okay, well, my routing here broke. Don't know how or when or why, but it broke. So I'm going to have to put that back, make sure it's a legal connection, and remelt this copper. Because the molten copper is supposed to route through this when the switch is off. But it's not. It's not treating this as a legal pipe. Excuse me, that's a legal pipe. What's wrong with you? What's going on? I wonder. Is it the power up here passing down through this block? If so, I can fix that. That's gotta be it. That's the most recent change. That'll also mess up this. how will it work? It is working. That was the problem. And it's routing through here, which it shouldn't do, because this is the south-facing tank. So I need to turn this on and get the redstone off from above it. Right here, this is the offending block. A simple enough patch. But aren't you a cheeky one? Skeleton thinks he's got my number. No, I'm the one with lasers here. Keep watering the crystals. But, okay. I don't know what happened there. He shot me and then died. We're still melting copper. There it goes. Now I turn that off so I can route this tin back there. And in the process, this bonus gold can become bars. And that needs to be off for now. Alright, that's it for the bonus lead. Now we can have the bronze coming along. And I just did the bronze thing so I could stretch out my copper. Tin is useless. Practically useless. So it's definitely advantageous to use some tin. To increase, to just reduce the amount of copper I'm using. Because 4 copper is 4 copper, but 4 bronze is 3 copper and one tin. So I saved 25% on my copper. Alright. Now everything is set up and is no longer broken. We got bronze, an extra lead, some extra gold. And a split crystal. The Purity 100 is coming. It is coming. We're getting a crystal stock. Now back to the Ethereum thing. We need a prism, which is 4 lenses. And some Dawnstone. And this circuit, I think. That's right. 4 lenses, the circuit, the Dawnstone, we have our prism. The prism is just one part of this very irritating large structure. It also needs a fluid vessel and 2 prism supports. There's the supports, made of Caymanite brick wall. Exactly 12 Caymanite, oddly enough. No, that's not correct. It can be a lot more than that. Get the Caymanite cooking. Because it's going to be 12 Caymanite bricks blocks, not individual bricks. But that's why we keep this thing hot. So these can cook really fast. That's 7. I think we have a problem. Not cobble. Caymanite. Also, just from the sound of nothing happening, it is definitely the case that our infinite sand generator is off. But since we have 80 aquamarine shale, I am fine with that state of affairs. There's our dozen bricks blocks, our 12 walls, 2 supports. Next up, fluid vessel, 4 bricks, an iron and 2 plates. That is the central pillar. Next part of the challenge. 4 amplifiers. We need 4 moonlight amplifiers. Each of which is another 2 lenses. I don't have that kind of bronze. Or copper for that matter. That is nowhere near enough. To do this with copper ingots would require that much. And our copper is simply not up to par. How do we get copper from iron? This might be doable. I'll think about that in a minute. Right now, we're going to turn this off. That stays on. Tin first. From iron. I should look into that. Is that transmutation? Yes. The Recomplicator Coerce Exchange Tablet. Place the globe on any side of the top block and place pedestals around it. One block of the pedestal must be at the same height as the globe, and metal aspecti and ash as usual. The ash is not consumed. Pipe in the fluids and right-click the globe. Does the recombulator need its own ember supply? There's no mention of this. But there's a quick way to find out. I can borrow this ember dial. The only one in the room that isn't wired to anything. Okay, the recombulator itself does not have an ember reservoir, so I don't need to power it separately. We've got the tin in place. Toggle that. Add the copper. That will get us more bronze. As for making more copper, it is 4 millibuckets of iron to 3 of molten redstone, which is a very strange ratio. Especially since one redstone melts into an ingot's worth. I can work with that. That is not a bad ratio. To do this, I also need one of these pillars. And to somehow figure out the ash amount necessary. Which, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. But we'll start with 36 lead. And see what goes wrong. It also means I need another pedestal. Dawnstone, copper block. I definitely don't have the copper block. So, need another pedestal. I need to borrow a pedestal. That appears to be all of the new bronze. Progress is happening. Okay. Lead 36. And all I can really do here is try the minimum amount. So that's the redstone way. Toggle that. Send the iron off. And then we'll see if this 36 ash will make us some copper. The answer so far is no. We have the iron and the slurry in there. It's enough to perform one recipe. Molten iron, alchemical slurry, lead 36 to 72. Does it state where the pedestal has to be? Pedestal of any number of pedestals around it. That's all it says is around it. it must be on the same plane as the globe. Maybe you'll be happier with it right here. And there's 36. No. What if I just grab a block, raise this up, and then we go lead 36. No. Lead 37. No. $38. $39. $40. If I have to do this one by one all the way up to 72, it will be here a while. Then go back down to 36. And then just assume that this thing needs its own power. Because what else can I assume at this point? In order to function, if this is even how it functions, it's going to need power. I can't put that there. But I can put it here. Oh no, I can't because I'd activate that one. Can't put it on the side either. Oh no. I just smashed 2 emitters. And now I don't remember where they go. So that was 1. And maybe there wasn't an emitter here. But there could be. No, wait, that was 1. Because I've got the redstone torch under this carpet. And there's 1 on the underside, which is where this redstone line is going. The 1 under the carpet is this one. And the one pointing down here is for this beam cannon. Okay. Fixed our mistakes. This thing over here, which I think can fit a lever here, maybe? Yeah, that doesn't interfere with any of the other circuits. We need to connect over here, probably on the back side. And let's try the whole ember dial thing again. Yeah, that doesn't look like anything. And this is accepting ember without pushing it into the recombulator. But that's how it says it works. Once again, iron and alchemical slurry in the lower tanks. Right? The lower tanks. This is all flavor. Glow on inside, pedestals around it, apply metal aspect tie. Fluids pipe into the bottom, extract from the top. Ash added to the pedestals, right-click the globe to begin. It's just not working. Molten iron, alchemical slurry, 4 to 3. Is it 4 to 3? I may have messed up that ratio. Oh, I definitely did. I'm doing 1 to 3. Okay. West tank is alchemical slurry, so this should be off. No, this should be on. So I can take the iron up to 4 parts. Iron in the south tank. And then the redstone needs to be 3 parts. So an additional 2. Change the routing, melt the redstone. You are off. I'll even remove these in case they're interfering. Because they may well be. Alright, 576 to 432. Let me check the math on that. Okay, dividing by 144, it is 4 to 3. So the ratio is correct. But this just isn't working. What if it has to go on top? In the past, it hasn't really worked from on top. I've tried. It doesn't have an ember count up there either. Nor is it activating. I should also have a look at my pure crystals to make sure they haven't despawned. It's been a while. They're all still fine. What do we have? 98, so you're my crystal seed. 684 size. 164 size, you need help. And 139 size, you also need help. Wait, it caps out at 72. Which means I'm going to need a second pedestal. Alright, 1 pedestal, 2 pedestal. Lead. And lead. Making copper caps out at 72. So we tried the minimum. Which is 36. And it won't run. One more, won't run. One more, won't run. 39. No. 40. No. 41. No. 42. No. 43. No. 44. No. 45. No. 46. No. 47. No. 48. No. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. It just refused to make copper. I don't know what I'm missing. Fed with metal and slurry, transmutes lead to gold step by step. Device ripples, it works like the exchange tablet. Place the globe, place pedestals, apply aspect tie. Works like the mixture centrifuge. Pipe fluid in the bottom, extract from the top, ash in the pedestals, ash is not consumed, right-click the globe to craft. I don't know what the recombulator will charge but not consume power means, because the recombulator itself does not store or consume power. It's the mixture centrifuge. Which the recombulator is applied to. Any side of the top block of a mixer centrifuge. Either block of the pedestal must be on the same plane. That won't work because there's a lever in the way. why. Not only does it not work, it gives absolutely no indication as to why it is not working. What do you want from me, strange device? And yeah, it doesn't accept Ember. So that's pointless. I guess this alchemy feature simply doesn't work. Which is very frustrating, because I was kind of counting on it. And the only thing Alchemical Slurry can do is perform these transmutations. So this melted redstone is simply lost. And the Recombulator has done nothing. And now I have no option but to tear down everything. And rebuild it how it was. This thing is worthless. And this, unfortunately, needs to be broken and replaced to void its tanks. But we've learned that this one isn't required. Oh no. Pickaxe, you are too powerful. Have I just lost all the power that was in this thing? Yes. All of my main power reserve is gone. All several thousand of it. Okay, well. Good thing the boar downstairs is working on that. So the recombulator is junk. What a pain. Oh no, it's even worse than that. It also destroyed all the upgrades I gave it. So that's fun, I guess. Okay, well. I still need four moonlight amplifiers, which means 8 Ethereum lenses. Which we barely have the bronze for. Then it's Dawnstone, bricks, and cyans, whatever. Dawnstone, which we'll need more of, which involves more copper. Archaic bricks, and glass panes. But it seems I have just enough Dawnstone. So there's the moonlight amplifiers. The moonlight amplifiers had to be stacked on archaic edge, archaic brick, archaic brick. Like that. And the last step is the 4 focusing matrices, which are made with focus crystals and intelligent apparati. Focus crystals apparently are ember shards stamped with a bucket of water. That's a little weird, but that's not too hard. The intelligent apparati, on the other hand, that's even more copper I don't have. So I guess it's time to go hunting for copper. Moreover, I think the ember injector here that could be used to make free metal nuggets needs to be copper. So we need so much copper for everything. And I just keep running out. So I got that, and I've got these. And then the focusing matrices have to be on top of an edge and the brick. So I just need the 4 focusing matrices here. And of course, the copper to make them. So it is time to go copper hunting. Ah, we're having some losses down here, I see. This needs a repeater to shorten it up. Like that. So if the funnel is full at all, it doesn't waste power by trying to push it into the cell. And also, we need a ton more ember everything. And that hopper again. To get this back up to snuff. So I'm going to stop borrowing the cinder hopper and just make a dedicated hopper. And stick it right back there. That'll be fine. As for this, I'm going to make the focus crystals with flat stamina. Which is just going to be 4 buckets of water and 4 of these shards. Very easy. This, oh, that contains lead. Let me get that lead out before I make any mistakes. Alright then, flat stamp. 1 bucket. 2 bucket. 3 bucket. 4. Insert the shards. Wait. ember shards get stamped into grit if I don't put the water in first. So we'll force over the water and then add these. Why is it becoming grit? The water is in there. Alright, ember shard, flat stamp, water, focus crystal. That's how it works. Oh, okay, I broke a lever. Does it have to be exactly a bucket? Bye. Flat stamp, ember shard, water. But it made grit, and it's not supposed to do that. Let's see if it does have to be exactly 1 bucket's worth. The water, still not consumed, still grit. So, this simply isn't going to work. I did kind of wonder. It should though, because these are the same mod. This is Aetherworks' unofficial extended life being used with Ember's unofficial extended life. These are the same authors, the same infrastructure, the same everything. It's just choosing not to function. The only other thing I can think of is maybe it messed up and it doesn't mean flat stamp and it means plate stamp like everything else. Nope. Bar? Nope. Nugget? Nope. Not gear either. So it has to be flat stamped. And that doesn't use up the water, and that doesn't make it the focus crystal. So it's just broken. Much like the alchemical recombulator. That is a huge disappointment. The entire point of this playthrough, the entire point of this stream here, was to showcase Embers and Ethereum. We have come to the end of Embers, and Ethereum isn't working. So there's really nothing further I can do here. I see. This has to be moved. This will be fine. Because it takes 400 at a shot, which is pretty big. And we don't want it to stop firing until it's well and truly clogged up a bit. How are the crystals doing? You are ready for harvest. I'm ready to be disappointed. It's a 65. Nonsense. I got 3 at 100 purity, and 1 at 98 from which to seed more. And how are we on perk points? 1 available to spend. 2 more yet to be earned. And then that's max level again. Boy, this has just been a really bad day. And now we need to scavenge more copper, because we can't manufacture any more copper. I wonder if I can't use the resonant bell to find more copper. So I just take a sample of copper ore, place it somewhere and strike it. I don't see any more. The range on this thing is actually kind of decent, though, if they can highlight that down there. Aha! More copper found. So that's how this is going to work. can use a block of seed copper to resonate additional copper. And that way we'll be able to find all the copper we could need. Of course, the main purpose of collecting copper is kind of shot now that Ethereum doesn't work. But I'm still very low on copper anyway, because I used so much with the expectation that, you know, some crafting recipes would function. Aha, target sighted. And there's more over there. Or was that just a trick? That was apparently the trick of the particles. Is that some? No. Another trick. Uh-oh. I was afraid of that. Hello, copper. Oh. Of course it would be under lava and destroy some. That's alright though. Being able to go sounding for copper is certainly helping my collection rates. Is that all of it? No. And there's more higher up. So apparently resonating 2 is where this thing kicks off. Because resonating 1 gave me nothing. Apparently I should be digging all but 1 so I can harmonize with it and ask it to rat out its friends. Okay, the copper crisis has been resolved. I don't actually know why I chose to install Ember's unofficial extended life over base Embers. But I am certainly regretting that decision now. I think Ember's UEL boasted some important bug fixes, and that was the main draw. I see you down there. You can't hide from me. Not anymore, because I have a bell. There was some copper over here the whole time. Just squirreled away inside the wall. That looks like it, though, at least in this area. I think we've done enough copper-related damage for now. Really? Can't fathom why making the focal crystal doesn't work. You are close to maxed out. The 98 is ready to split into another crystal. This one I'm going to cut and prepare. There we go. Perfect cutting. which means it needs to be regrown to be perfect. Everything else here can just get stocked. And those shattering noises need to be fixed. Because we always need more starlight on crystal farming. The starlight production cannot stop. The starlight train has no brakes. Mineralis is in the sky. That's good. I kind of don't want to mess with Mineralis until we get some faint constellations. Which means the observatory, which means a lot of work. I was still stymied on needing collector crystals. We don't have the power to make what we need to do to progress. Good. You are ready. What do we currently have in the sky that's primary? Avitas will do. VCO's good too. Evorcio. Everything but Dissidia, really. I'll just go ahead and make you VCO. Thank you. And you're going to be a collector. A big one. Collector crystals are a chapter back. I need 4 Rizzos, 4 Illumination Powder, and 4 Stardust. And then to make it a superior collector, I need 5 Chiseled, 12 Wound, nine base, 5 engraved, and 1 pillar, and a dirt block. That's not good. I'm down to 12 buckets of this stuff. Which is very not good, because I need 8 of them to make this advanced collector. At least I have my Dread Hammer power. Unfortunately, the Eerie Crest appears to not be working, because everyone wants a piece. Except that zombie. The zombie is fine. I didn't bring my Linking Scepter. So I can build this all I want, but it means nothing if it's not connected. And I just missed the starlight window besides. Irony of ironies. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We get the chiseled. In the corners. One, two, three. And the base marble replaces this. Honestly, it's like these little notches in the design were intended for these things to be here. Engraved, pillar, chiseled, engraved up here, and a dirt block for the spacing. Now I just need it to be nighttime again so I can craft. And then I'll have all the power I could want. At least in Astral Sorcery terms. I am seriously considering flicking into creative mode just to grab those focus crystals that should be craftable at current. Now my liquid starlight supply is exhausted, because it only comes in a trickle, And boy, does it go out in a flood. I can't have a second batch of light wells either. Not without running another fluid pipe all the way up. Because the way pipe logic works, if I try to rejoin a second pipe here to this one, I mean, fluids prefer to flow straight through a pipe. So whatever one came in from the perpendicular would be faced with a choice to go either way, with a 50% chance of going straight up and interfere with the other ones. So I would need a second pipe coming out of the side of here, going up to a second batch of light wells. And that still wouldn't really solve the problem. So I keep this as a seed crystal, and these two are going to be ritual crystals. I really wanted to keep the whole thing going, do the ritual stuff, progress along Ethereum, show off what that can do. But if it's broken, then I'm basically redoing my last playthrough, only without Mind Fantasy that made it, that defined it pretty much. And don't get me wrong, Embers is interesting. It's just not a powerful enough mod, or honestly a well-realized enough mod, to completely center a playthrough around. It has utility, but a lot of other mods have similar utility for less hassle. Astral Sorcery wasn't really a good choice either. It does have incredible utility in and of itself, but again we run up against the hassle problem of having to farm these crystals, which is flat out the worst part. Certainly the worst part of this mod. Not the worst part of any mod. There are worse mods, far and away. Astral Sorcery is just one of the few that delights in one of its pain points. Was I done with enchanting? We're 24 levels now. You can still take another kind of protection. I think other than that, my armor is done. So I have Magic Prot, Basic Prot, Fire Prot. Blast Prot, not a concern. Projectile, not a concern, it's folded under Basic. Frost and Jock specifically are kind of folded under magic. So I think the boots are actually done because there's nothing else I can think to add to them. Alright, we have 2 perfect crystals ready to be attuned and turned into ritual and collector crystals. Which means I just need it to be evening again. Oh, apparently I can speed my way up with this. Should have thought of that a long time ago. We only need 3 more of these to make the telescope. Didn't bring the sun very well with that. Pardon me. I'm just going to continue doing that, apparently. Oh. And I had the opportunity to go get my linking wand and didn't. Well, we've got time to go. I need this. Okay. There's a wand. Make the first collector. It is absolutely massive. And we link it to there. Now I have all the power I could ask for. To do whatever else it was I was doing. I don't remember. Oh, I was making that that vessel. I don't want to go in here. Well, hello. You horrible intruders. Get off my platform. And 2. Mineralis, still visible in the sky. That's all I needed to see. No. Place the thing. One Mineralis crystal. Two Mineralis crystal. One of these has to be a collector crystal again, which is 4 Rezo gems I don't have. Oh no. Well, I have 2 buckets of Starlight available. Maybe it'll be forgiving. All it has to do is not consume a bucket twice. There's 1 consumed bucket, so we're already off to a bad start. One without consuming. Two without consuming. We're good. That's the list of gems I need. Four illumination, 4 stardust, and let's get back up there. Wow, the moon is still high. And this witch can just get stomped. Three sticks. An unusual prize, but a welcome one. What? Who dares? Some golem shot a fireball at me. Crystal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit it. Excellent. Now I just need a ritual pedestal and one of those pairs of ritual relocation rods. Which should be doable without worrying about the time of day. So ritual anchor, more reso gems. I should probably just finish what I was doing with the with this thing, the containment chalice. Weird that I didn't store the work in progress. You think I would have done so? 2 star metal, 2 more reso gems, so I can't get away from that. And 5 basic gems. Is that everything? That looks like everything. So I still need 2 more reso gems, and I don't have any starlight if they both screw up. Well, that's it. One screwed up. Okay, I have the single bucket of starlight to do this other one. Now this just has to keep going, basically. And apparently I need 2 more crystals up here. I used some terrible ones. You look decent. And you look decent. Get my stocks back up and running. And it seems I'm just not going to be doing any more armor tempers, because they take far too much ember crystal, and I need all of my ember crystal to reset my crystal cell back to where it was. Alright, activate. And place gems as they are demanded. Containment chalice. Oh, that's 2 buckets already? Okay, I guess the celestial crystals did their job. There's 1 bucket. Oh no, I messed up. I really messed up. I meant to make the observatory so I could attune these crystals to feints and also, boost their stats that way. Didn't do that. And it's too late now because the collector crystal cannot be reattuned once it's been turned into a collector. So I guess I'm stuck with base mineralis crystals that aren't supercharged. But okay then. It's still ritual anchor time. So 1 reso gem, 2 glass lenses. So much faster. So much less expensive. Why do you say 200 millibuckets? What? How did it use 800 millibuckets in 2 operations? It's supposed to be cheaper. Anyway, Stardust, 4 panes, gold, and 4 nuggets. And that's for the anchor. For the ritual thing itself, I need a bucket, 2 gold, any old crystal, and some other parts. Any old crystal is going to be this one that has a size of 37. Piece of junk. And then it's 3 runed, 2 chiseled, 4 pillar. Two gold ingots and the bucket. Do I have a bucket? I do, and climbing. So this is working out well. I also need another high-grade crystal to make lenses with. Which, that might take a while. built it correctly from memory. Not bad. We have the Rezo gem in the middle, Stardust, gold. Like that, like this, like that. Good. Now I just need the amplifying lenses. And so much starlight. Then again, I don't need the amplifying lenses until after I have the collector in place, because stray light doesn't escape the ritual until after a collector is pointed at it. So step 1, the ritual. 20 arch, 24 brick, 1 chisel, 12 base. One chiseled, 12 base. More embers coming, which I can use to correct my many mistakes. This thing over here is full of power and full of shards to make power. Now, my Mineralis Ritual Circle. That, I guess, can go... Well, we'll put it closer to here where I have my chunk loader. It is 9 by 4 by 9. It's going to interfere with the trees, I think. I keep forgetting how brutal this thing is on dirt. Okay, so base, 3 brick, chiseled. Which puts the center here. Oh, that wasn't base, that was arch. That's fine. The base are these little 3-block chevrons here. Didn't I leave a crystal downstairs cooking? I'm expecting it to split too, so this will cost a lot of starlight. It did split. It would be a 99 and a 98. Dang it. No one is supposed to produce a 99. And then all the art just goes in a ring around the whole thing. Am I hearing a chicken? Something is clicking very faintly. There, that's the whole ritual circle. With an Enderman. Multiple Endermen. I will smash you and add you to my crystal. You disappear. Alright, that solves the Enderman dilemma. Whoops. Give me that back. Right-click the wrong thing. I think I needed that dirt too. So, now I wonder what happens if I point a collector crystal at one of these. Would that accelerate it? Now we're thinking. That doesn't go in there. Oh, it does. It's going in there because there's an existing stack in there. Multiple existing stacks in there. Okay, we have the ritual thing built. The ritual redirection pylon. 7, 6, 5, 4. So there's 4 blocks of empty space. 2, 3, 4 on the 5th block. And where to put the other end of this thing? I think over in this mountain that we've been diligently tearing down. It's just this big, inconvenient mass of solid stone. And nothing but solid stone. Where I had hoped for Ethereum. Well, let's change that. We're going to link you. I can't put down the wand until this is complete, or else it'll stop linking. To here. These 2 disappointing seed crystals need to improve. Alright, another enhanced collector. So 5 chiseled, 12 runed. I don't have the 12 runed. Now we do. Nine base, 5 engraved, 1 pillar. That's all 5 of my engraved. Engraved is also made out of chiseled. And there's our spares. Now, in order to make this whole thing work, 9 base, 1 engraved. "12 rune, 1 pillar, chiseled, engraved, spacer, wrong crystal, that crystal, and this won't work until I have 12 buckets of stuff in it. But this crystal, I can put here to get it started. This can still be made so much better. I had just enough. Alright then. Get them linked. And also, try linking this and see what happens. It doesn't look like that did anything. I don't even see a beam. That one links. And it did speed it up. I think this is in the way. This is now producing so fast that the extractor can't pull out as quickly as it needs to. Well, that's a pretty good problem to have. Oh, I guess I need to leave that one there. So with Starlight continuing to be produced at a breakneck pace, at least for Starlight, I don't think I can get beams from there onto these other two. This one here's the powerhouse, it's doing all the work. You guys are still cooking. I'll be back then. Let's go have a look at the results of this empowered ritual. It's not fully empowered, but it does have some extra strength being fed into it. This is definitely not what this place looked like before. This was all barren stone previously. Now it's a confusing conflux of every type of ore imaginable. And it's everywhere. The stone enrichment perk has got nothing on this. but we still need lenses to empower it further. Top purity would be ideal, but that'll take so long to get to that I'm honestly tempted. Honestly freaking tempted to just make some 91% lenses. I already messed the whole thing up by not making the observatory and picking up the faint constellations, so honestly, why not? Anyway, lenses are back here. Requiring infused wood. Infused wood, 3 panes, 2 aquamarine, a gold. And 2 rude. Oh, the infused wood. I'll just drop that in the pool. And that has to become engraved, which doesn't seem to need starlight on it. It might, though. Nope, we're good. I only need 2 of that. Starlight is still being crushed out. But I need to get to another 100 crystal. Can't have that dark spot. Must have been caused when I dropped that bucket of starlight. Keep going. You've got to split into hundreds eventually. So it would take 9 of these to make 1 ingot or plate. That is 3. And that requires me to have a whole forge set up. There's also the gem, which is probably more. Tool rods, shovel heads, pick heads, crossbow frames and limbs, axe heads, blocks, and the crown. Such a shame, too. Ethereum is an interesting update. And there was a version of it that also upgraded the Ashen armor to blue Ethereum armor. Which was very neat. Unfortunately, stuff is broken, so not happening. And I think the recombulator was always broken. At least in terms of upgrading metals like it's supposed to. I don't remember that little trick ever working. At least I have basically infinite ember. It's just a matter of the production speed. I remember hitting the 1,000,000 capacity with this thing and then going 1 over. I would like to just stop on the 1,000,000. I would also like to temper the rest of my gear the way it wants to be. But the Grand Hammer I've burned, what, 5 stacks of shards on and it still refuses to temper? Hey, buddy. Yeah, he refuses to cross the carpet because he assumes the carpet is a death pit. Now what he chooses to do is irrelevant. He's been left without choice. Uh-oh. One of my crystals broke up above. Can't have that. The Starlight train has no brakes. Oh no, it broke the good one. Well, that's a pain. It had to break eventually, I suppose. No Lightwell crystal lasts forever. You are supposed to be splitting into perfect crystals. You too. This is the worst part of the worst part. Trying to force the crystals to split. It's not guaranteed that they will, but it is guaranteed that they'll consume the bucket of starlight. So, it's just an immense pain. Divide! Quit wasting my everything. Why is there a witch on the roof? I have all those lights up to prevent witches. How could you even spawn? Where did you come from? The trees? Here, maybe? Just kinda had a witch on my head. No indication how it got there. Oh. That's where he spawned. On that one block of 7 light. That's why you have to be thorough. Divide! And there's nothing I can do to make the process of absorbing starlight faster or to make crystal division more likely. It's just going to be at the max size of 900, consuming starlight until it feels like splitting. There is nothing I can do to make that better. I suppose what I can do is cook up an absolute ton of cobblestone. purpose of this cobblestone is to go over to the mountain that we are currently messing with. And replace the stone as we take the ores. Look at it. Not a single block of stone left. We have all ores all the time. Now this would be a good place for that metallurgic powder. So I could turn these vast swaths of coal into something more valuable. And if it accidentally turns one of the coal into base stone, because metallurgic powder does that if it fails, then it's not a big deal, because the ritual will just turn it back. In fact, that is such an excellent idea that I'm going to do it. Oh, we found the limit of the ritual. It won't reach past this line. The dirt's gotta go, though. The dirt is just in the way of this magical mountain of eternal ore. What is this dirt pocket? This is no good. This needs to be stolen. It's a big dirt pocket, too. Not allowed. Not allowing to stone this up immediately, so it can turn into other fun things. And I need more. I ran out of the stone already. I kind of expected, honestly. There's a ghost block somewhere around here. Ow. And I can't find it. There it is. filling the overhaul. Dirt and ores and coal and ores and redstone. Oh my. Now I need more stone. And I need these lenses to be ready. Come on, crystals. Give me a crystal worthy of being lens. You still aren't splitting. Get to it already. I would definitely automate the whole placing the starlight thing, but I don't trust it. The last time I tried to automate placing fluid blocks, it placed the fluid blocks on the fluid blocks, and therefore caused the fluid blocks to be destroyed. I had collected, at the time, a limited space server. Like, it had boundaries, so you couldn't go too far into the wilderness to make the map infinite size. I had found, collected, and stored in a tank every trace of magical fluid I could find. Every bit of magical fluid on the map. And I set it up in a system that was supposed to automatically place fluid when the source block disappeared. But it just went ahead and placed fluid on top of the source block. And if you put a bucket of water into a pool of water, you lose the bucket and you don't gain any more water. Same thing with this magic liquid. The source blocks overlapped with each other and got destroyed. These darn crystals still won't divide. But that's really all I can do here. We have explored pretty much all of Embers, with the exception of getting the Ember Injector running, actually producing metal. But due to the failure of Ethereum, I'm not sure that would work. The only other place to go would be into brewing, which is also an expansion. And what brewing does is it allows you to produce potion alcohols that honestly are not that great. Ale. Stacking damage boost, outgoing and incoming. So you can go ahead and glass cannon yourself. Vodka. Stacking defense buff, but you deal less damage. Verdigris. The nasty precursor to absinthe. It's toxic. Just poison. Once you have verdigris, you can upgrade it into absinthe. Absinthe causes you to just produce experience passively. It also attacks you with hallucinatory vexes that no other player can see. They can certainly hurt you, though. Beetroot soup. It's food. You can actually improve the food by adding more food into the food. But then you have a non-stackable meal, so why? Inner Fire Ale. Fire immunity and extra fire damage dealt. Snowpoff Vodka. When you take damage, you erupt into snowballs that deal knockback. Why? And Pyroligneous Spirit. It is sickening, but if you hold a torch in your hand, it allows you to spit fire. These effects can also be further refined and improved. And yeah, you can add glass to a drink that gives you the negative effects of ale, so you take more damage. Why? It's like a way to poison people. XP boost makes monster kills and broken ores drop extra experience. So you could have experience boost plus absinthe plus the intelligent modifier on your armor and just get enchanting like crazy. Shame we're basically done with enchanting. Steadfast increases speed but makes you more susceptible to knockback. You may be noticing a pattern here. Every single bonus has a drawback that is as bad, if not worse. Life Drinker. When you slay an enemy, you gain a heart of extra health that only lasts as long as the effect does. And there's a whole list of tertiary effects here with other functions. The alchemy dial tells you all about how your beer is coming, but it's made of antimony, so pricey. You can also rename your brews. Let's not forget that the brewing still has to be heated. You can put it on fire on an archaic lamp. It works very slowly. Or you can stick it on top of a hearth coil. There are also filters, which increases the effect potency and makes it more alcoholic, so more toxic. And something called the Essence Decanter, which I have no idea what this is for, or what it even does. It's never really explained. These crystals still aren't splitting. They've taken, what, a dozen buckets by now? Each? Oh, look at all this stone. I don't have a thing in here for stone, do I? No, but I should. We're moving the dirt over. Also, I can put stone in that one. Because the stone otherwise is starting to threaten to spill over. He said only 400 stone. the starlight coming. Let me grab the metallurgic. Not cobble. How do I have so little cobble? I guess I just haven't been wastefully drilling where I'm not needed. I'm really giving up on these crystals splitting. They've been a size 900 forever. Forever. The 98 became a 99, and the 99 isn't doing anything. They're just wasting my time. Now, with the metallurgic, I wanted to transmute coal into copper. Not bad. Not the greatest option, but good enough. With this, we can finally have enough lead, too. Tons of. Nickel? Nah. Tin. I guess it goes into bronze. I have tons of it, though. Oh, the coal broke. Aluminum. Still completely trash. And I mean it, trash. Aluminum doesn't do anything. Ooh, Ethereum. Apparently the only way I'm going to ever collect any. Maybe metallurgic here in the ore paradise might actually give me enough Ethereum to actually do Ethereum things. It's a serious long shot. But it's looking more and more likely. I mean, I've got 36 more already. If veins keep turning into the good stuff, it might actually happen. Lead is good too. If I'm going to keep cooking things like tin and silver specifically to get lead, then mining lead itself has to be a good idea. There is, of course, a faster way to rebuild, but I haven't built the tool. Astral Sorcery provides it, no less. A analog to the Builder's Wand. That time-honored device that allows you to place multiple blocks in a row. Look at this too, emeralds. I still don't know what logic the metallurgic dust uses to determine what blocks it changes and what blocks it doesn't. It's not necessarily adjacent blocks, and it's not necessarily blocks on the same plane either. There has to be an element of randomness to it, which is appropriate given how random the item itself is. Now, I've been here long enough without checking back on my crystal. Bah. All bad transformations. Wish that would go away. Have you split yet? One of you has. into another 98. You are wasting my time further. I should have kept one of the hundreds, but I wanted to get that Mineralis ritual online, just to showcase what it does, and how very, very worth it is. Not if I can't get these crystals to give me hundreds. We might have to give up on it here. $7.12. Have two. $7.60. So that's 24,000 per big crystal. $9.28. Do we downsize to doing small crystals now? This bothers me so much, because I've done this before and there was no problem. But that was in a different version of the game. A different version of Embers. So $9.28, you can have one. $9.32. So that's 400. Or 4,000 rather. So that means this should be 936. And it is. 940. Can it even hit the million even? I think it can. This will go from 940 to an even multiple, right? 960. Alright then. 10 more of these and we should be done. Perfect. Right where I wanted it to be. Actually, with the access we have to nether materials, maybe there's some merit to the Ignum reactor. I'm still going to doubt it, though. That's combustion chamber, coal, nether brick, blaze powder. Blaze powder is easy. Catalysis chamber, redstone, gunpowder, glowstone. And the Ignum reactor itself. Combustion chamber and catalysis chamber, refinery, refines based on a multiple +1. Doesn't say it needs water or anything. And then there's the conduit. And we don't want ember packets to collide at all. I just want to send them directly into this funnel and then stop. That requires an ember crystal cluster. That requires an ember crystal cluster. And that requires a wildfire core. Never mind. I don't care how much more efficient or effective they are. I don't need that kind of power, and I don't want to waste that kind of materials. Divide, you little bastards. It's just not doing what I need it to. I don't know what the percentage chance is, but it's not high enough. But let me give you another round of magic, because magic bypasses armor. And I get a depth strider as well, and be pretty happy about where my armor is. These crystals, though. Really bugs me that the Orologium ritual doesn't apply to them. They just kind of sit here and sparkle and do nothing useful. I need another point on my leveling up here. Look at all that coal. Can't have that. Hooray! I burned the metallurgic powder to turn one of them. And again, one of them. You're supposed to function in clusters. That's a lot of iron. Now it's a decent amount of gold. Okay, so being on the same plane is somehow involved. Copper, don't mind if I do. Of course, being able to do this invalidates the whole mineral seed thing. I'll take those. Hello. Surprise hole in the floor. Because if I can do this and run a ritual for literally infinite ores of every variety, why would I ever need to grow ores of one variety? Well, if I could grow those, that would answer that question. But you can't. I can only metallurgic and hope. I had also hoped that this ritual could produce Ethereum on its own, but it's kind of showing that it can't do that. Ethereum ore apparently has very specific spawn requirements that, again, my entertaining Hexlands map style does not possess. You know what? You know what, though? I'm just going to go ahead and not care. Because Ethereum is fascinating and very interesting in terms of what it does. The Ethereum stuff isn't good enough to justify the cost and effort that goes into it. They're neat. Like, they use a bunch of borrowed Thaumcraft concepts, mostly. But they're really not worth the expense and effort. Because first you have to collect the impure Ethereum gas from the moonlight with the multi-block structure that we tried to make and said no. That Ethereum gas is unrefined and unusable. So you have to refine it by creating electrum in the alchemical mixer. And then using the alchemical mixer again to combine the electrum with the impure Etherium, which purifies it. Then the pure Etherium gets combined with bronze to make the actual usable Etherium ingots and plates. And at that point, it's still not done. Let me just pull up an example item, and we'll go into that. So we've got Pickaxe of the Boundless Sky, which I think teleports things into your inventory, like the Astral Sorcery perk. Pickaxe of the Molten Depths, which gives you bonus geodes that you can smash open and collect bonus ores that way. Axe of the Ancient Torrents, which functions like Thaumcraft Axe of the Stream. When chopping a tree, the farthest block from the one you are cutting is the one that breaks. An Axe of the Twisted Realm, which I forget what it does. You have 2 shovels here, one of which functions like a replacement wand, and one of which functions like a builder's wand. So we don't need either of those. The only Etherium tool I actually like is the Axe of the Torrents, which you can make by combining an infused Etherium tool rod with a Prismarine infused Etherium axe head. Let's explore these. The infused Etherium tool rod is a tool rod that you infuse with alchemy. This means you need a minimum of 2 rods, because the first one is going to fail. This isn't even a lot of ash. It's just all 5 elements of ash in a very small amount. So you need to make 2 Etherium tool rods, minimum, to get 1 infused one, because the first one's going to fail. The base tool rod is made from a crude tool rod that you have to work on the forge. The forge is a large 3x3 structure of dawnstone blocks and other nonsense, like the forge heater, the forge heat vent, metal former, forge anvil. We'll get to those in a minute. This is done on the forge anvil, by the way, which is made of Etherium plates and ingots. You have to hit it 15 times with the forge heat in the correct range, and the fact that there's only 900 heat worth of range is very important, because above 300 the forge detonates, or above 3000 the forge it just explodes. It explodes like 4 blocks. It explodes like a charged creeper. It's a big crater. And it also consumes 50 ember from the forge per hit. But that's not a big deal. That's a slight hot power. So 15 hits that have to be delivered with a specific timing, with heat being managed in the correct range. But that's even getting to the crude rod. The crude rod is 3 Etherium ingots in a line. Simple enough. Etherium ingots are formed from bronze and purified liquid Ethereum in the metal former at a minimum temperature. So this is more temperature management on the forge. And that's just the rod. The head is another alchemy recipe, so you're going to need to make 2 axe heads before you can infuse them. It's prismarine, including shards, so you have to raid an ocean temple. Ocean monument, I think they're called. The axe head is tougher, with a much tighter heat range. More than twice as many hits needed for a higher cost per hit. The head itself is made from ingots and a gem, and the gem is a lot more Ethereum wrapped around a diamond or an emerald. And between the two, the emerald is done at a higher temperature. I don't know why. There's no reason for it. And that's what it takes to make one tool. You have to spend a bunch of diamonds and a bunch of this Ethereum, which is purified by passing it through with Electrum. You get it in the first place from the collector structure, which is extremely slow. Then you have to make the crude things out of, once you've formed bronze with Ethereum. You have to make the crude one, refine it on the forge at a specific temperature. This is each piece, 2 of each piece, because both pieces have to go through alchemy and can fail. When you're finally done, you can put them together. And they don't run on Ember. They have durability. The etheric enchantment that comes with them means that they automatically restore durability in moonlight. So if you're outside at night, your etheric tools heal. Is all of that worth it for what you get? No. I could just install Thaumcraft and deal with Flux, which I hate, and have the same functions as the etheric tools much more easily. Another example, there are 2 crossbows, Impending Doom and Raging Volcano. Both of these are the same deal. You need a crossbow frame to beat the crossbow frame until it's okay, then infuse the crossbow frame alchemically, you also have to do the crude crossbow limbs, beat them, infuse them alchemically, and that's interesting. The magma-infused crossbow limbs don't have a recipe, so they broke. You cannot make Raging Volcano. Huh. I really messed up here by going for the UEL, which was supposed to be patched. It's not a beta version either. It's just broken. Well, I suppose the bottom line here is that I've done what I've set out to do. We have had an adequate Embers playthrough. with Arcane Archives for storage, and Astral Sorcery for a little bit of enhancement. Honestly, it didn't do all that much until the very end here. But I think that's going to have to do it. So, I will take my traditional off period, having completed this playthrough. And when we come back, we'll have to see what's next on the docket. I'm not sure, but I have some options to decide between. So, signing off again of Minecraft 1.12.2 with Embers this time. And I will see you next time. Until then.